Hi there, I'm Francesca Amelia, and this is my first attempt at a YouTube video. So like most things in my life right now, it's going to be a learning experience, but it's one I'm really excited to share. So yesterday morning at 5 a.m, which is not normally when I'm doing anything but sleeping, I went off to a local car boot. Normally my tactic would be go later in the day, it allowing for a line, and then hoping that people, don't want to put things back in their car, and you're going to get the late deals that way. But I was going with a very hardcore car booter, my friend John, and he picked me up at 5:15 in the morning in his van and assured me it would be worth it, and let me tell you that it was. I got a great haul, and I think it was also really good to just watch him in action. He was, I get nervous about approaching people, especially like if they haven't even got a table set up. I don't want to bother them, but like he was straight in there, but in a really like polite way, but managed to still sort of take things out of people's hands before they even touched the table. But nobody was offended. I think it's just the fact that he did it in such a friendly manner, and it just taught me not to hold back in that sense, and like not to be worried about approaching people. Just be kind and understanding of the situation, and yet you can still get really, really good deals that way. And so yeah, I'm excited to show you my car boot loot. And one of the first things that stood out to me at the boot was at the table I'm sat at, which I can't really see, but it's a maroon topped felt folding card table, and I'm just going to show you in a separate clip what it looks like and the mechanism, because it's just beautiful. So here we have the card table in all its glory, and although it's a slight bit faded, I think the colour is fantastic. I really love the dark red. I have sold other card tables, but they've always had green tops, and I just think this one looks really classy, and it totally matches my snug. And I'm just going to show you the mechanism underneath now. So this is the underside of the table, and just look at how cool this mechanism is. So, and then we pull, and that allows the leg to fold all the way down. So that works on all four. And while it's a little beat up, I think with some wood polish, it's gonna come up great. But I just really love that design. It's so cool. And then over here we have a little badge that says HJ British Made. And I need to do a little bit more research because I have looked it up online, but I can just only find other tables that are the same and not anything actually on the maker. So a little bit more research necessary. But it's a very cool piece of kit. So I'm starting off with items with a ceramic connection. And on the same stall, actually, as the table, I found this beauty, which is a Royal Doulton plate, part of a collection of 9 character plates. And it's obviously the Jester with some hanging lanterns around the side. And I just think, even though it's part of a collection, that it is just a statement piece by itself. I know I'm biased. I love anything clown, jester connected. I'm married to a comedian, so anything in that realm is totally my vibe. But I do love it, and I think for a plate it's kind of more modern aesthetic, and I think also I like a plate. My mum is from Stoke. I live in Stafford, in Staffordshire, home of pottery, and yeah, it just rubs off on you, I think. So also I got this little Ainsley trinket dish, which I mostly bought just because it has butterflies on, and I'm a sucker for a butterfly. And then this ceramic for the body parts. But, ooh, look at this guy. I'm thinking marionette. It's not marionette. It's not poirot. Not poirot. Poiret. You know what word I'm meaning, but in terms of the French clown with the tear. But he doesn't have any clothes. I imagine he probably had it rough. But I think even without, he has his own thing going on, and I appreciate him. Another guy I appreciate along a similar theme is a clown, and I know some people are scared of clowns and just don't like them in general, but I don't think he's that scary. I think he's got a great face, and he has got a signature underneath his foot, but when I look it on, I did look on Google Lens, it does come up as like a Zampiva clown, but I don't think he is. That also, that signature doesn't match, but I do like the question mark on his head, like the Riddler. So he's fun. And then my ladies. Now, I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not even sure they're mine, but I do have a larger one I thought was a toilet roll holder. But they're ceramic, but I have to say I do like this lady's legs. I think they're fabulous. And she's also sat on a booth, which I just think adds to the appeal. I think in a group, the Gagler ladies, they look fantastic. So now I'm going to move on to the glass items. Now, you have to keep bearing in mind that I got all of this at the same car boot sale in like a 3-hour time limit. So I've got, I wanted to just show you guys these. Look, there's 2 of them. Now, these guys, you know, they're not worth much. They are very sweet. But I actually bought them because they reminded me of something I'd seen the day previous, which is at one of my local antique places. And in the window they had these like glass domes with glass birds inside. And on the label it said something which I read as trigger glass, which confused me. So obviously I just went straight in and asked the ladies inside what was going on with these amazing pieces. And it's actually frigga glass, which I hadn't heard of. But it's when glass blowers take all of the remnants at the end of the day, and then they work on their own pieces to create, you know, personal projects, just with the, you know, not wasting anything. I think it's fantastic. So it just made me think of these glass birds, which, plus there's so, it kind of looks like Roadrunner, but I don't know if that's just because I've just watched Space Jam. But so those guys are really cute. And then these, I know everyone says crystal is going out, but I still think it's so sparkly. But look at this little vase. I liked it because of the shape. But I think it's a little posy holder, and it would fan whatever flowers or anything that you put in there. So I thought that was quite sweet in terms of shape. And then this pot, which is beautiful crystal, and makes me think dressing table, but bonbon. Oh, I think it's a bit small for bonbons, but I think it would look great. I might even put marbles in it just because it's so shiny. But I think it would look beautiful on a dressing table. And then this little bowl. So I can appreciate that design. I think it's super Art Nouveau with the flower and the stems going down. But it's got any markings on it. It's got a tiny bubble in the glass there, but I did ask them if they had any more, but this is the only one. I think it is a standalone piece just because it's so beautiful. And then I got these guys, which are paperweights, you know, not particularly old, probably the 90s, which is a worryingly long time ago now. But I like this one. Looks like DNA. I think just, you know, as much as things go out of style, you know, the wind's always there, paper's always going to blow away. Ooh, I love that. Oh, it looks like I'm holding the universe. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm overly excited about those, but I do think they're beautiful and functional. And then I also got this jug, which, again, I love playing cards. I don't play poker. I've had one game of poker that I won, so I decided never to play again. But I just love the design of this, and I wish I had glasses to match, but maybe I will find some one day. But that's the glass haul. I was just talking about glass, and I almost forgot one of the biggest items that I got at the car boot. What is this? Lantern. Again, probably would have a candle in it. Again, there's no age to it, but I do sell at a vintage emporium, and just knowing the customers there, just because it's a decorative piece, I know it will fly out. Will look great by fireside, shining light everywhere. So I was quite pleased to pick that up and get it home in one piece. And then I'm just going to move on to little boxes and tins, because I don't know many collectors who don't love little boxes, or many people, because we all have things to store in little boxes. So this little piece of tree, these all came from the same store. Well, this one's cooler. I think it looks to me like it could actually have been a harmonica case, a little hinge. Look how sweet that is. I love that. And a decorative one. No age to these ones here, but I do like the lady. That one's specifically for rings. So I like that little collection. And then tin wise, this I think is really cool. So it's like in the shape of a car with the, and on the bottom is a very, actually see if you can see that. I think it's Jan Logan's collectibles. Now, who doesn't love a pun? It's a collectible. I think I'm going to start using that. And then, just because you're going to find out that I love anything with ships on, or to do with ships. I don't really know why, but ships. And yeah, lovely tin. And I know lots of people do collect tins. Depends on, you know, people who like cars might like a car tin or a car collectible, as we said. And I don't think there are many people that don't appreciate a little box for little things. Okay, I apologise if you can hear crunching in the background. My cat is currently eating to the side of me and it would be rude to interrupt. So as part of a deal I did just quickly, didn't have any change, needed to round it up. I was like, is there anything on here I can have for £1? And I got this little salt, and I think it's really sweet, and it is actually by Mappin and Webb, who I do really like their design. I just recently sold a solid silver service of it, but unfortunately it was all bashed up, so it just went into the melting pot. But this is just just plate, silver plate, but I do love a clawfoot, and I think it's very sweet. Thanks for watching part 1 of the video. I really hope you enjoyed part 2.